Thanks for coming to my 234th and a half days since I've debuted. So, to celebrate that, I'll make a short lecture about the history of suit preempts. And yes, preempts are my favorite convention in contract bridge. There's not much to discuss, but I've looked up enough to tell some of the deep yet interesting history of preempts. We're going to look at preempts here because we haven't learned about them. Then we'll look at the history of weak 2 bits and some conventions over level 3 or more. And I'll end with my personal story here, which is preemptive. So, what are preempts? Well, say you have this hand right here. It's got nothing much, but it's got good spades for sure. Welcome to the stream. For one thing, this hand does not have enough points to open. It has 6 high card points, and if you count the length, it's 8 cards. So that's 4 points in length. And the total is 10, which is way shorter than 13 or 12 to open. So that's not enough. Modern Bridge, however, opened this hand with 4 spades. There's a reason why we do that. For one thing, this hand is pretty useless if the spades are not trumps. So in order to set spades as trumps, we bid high enough so that opponents can barely intervene. So here's what happens to the bidding box right there. You see? There's barely anything enough to bid, except for no trump and 5 to 7 level bids, and the double and the redouble. So that's the thing about preempts right here. It takes a lot of bidding space that the opponents can barely communicate through bidding. Also, it holds down losses economically than the opponents making better contracts. If I have this hand and my partner is also weak, then it's pretty sure that the opponents hold most of the points, which would make them to make game or even slam. But if we preempt with a reasonable hand, we would likely to get less damage than opponents making better contracts and getting the negative score as they are positive to. So that's the concept of being preemptive. If one does have a long and good suit, you bid high. I mean, they bid high. So, how do you open a preempt? Well, you have to be in a weight range, which is 5 to 11 points. And that range can be split into two, which is the lower part of 5 through 8 and the upper part of 9 through 11, which is Kyouko's standards here. Others would set 5 through 7 as low and 8 through 10 as the upper part. Now keep in mind this low and upper part because Kyouko will mention about them frequently here. And responder does barely do things related to his points, but he can bid according to the number of trumps or tricks. Some would define 15 high card points, which is the upper part of maximum range on the responder's yardstick. But that doesn't always work because preempts are supposed to work beyond the point count systems. So counting trumps as in the law of total tricks or using the losing trick count is much better to rely on. So let's start with the history of week 2 level opening bids. It all started with 1910. In America, on auction bridge. It's the predecessor of contract bridge, which was derived from twist. This two-heart bid opening here implies length, which is a one-suitor, I mean 6 cards or more, and a lack of outside strength. It was devised by this gentleman, Joseph Bound Elwell. Anyways, this bid forces partner to sign off and silences the opponents, which is preempts are for. He showed some examples when to use this bid. And back then, spades were the lowest suit in auction bridge. I've heard that have learned that spades were the lowest and a specific type of suit known as royals or lilies were at the very top of the latest variations of auction bridge. But things have changed and spades became the highest suit, excluding no trump. Length is number of points. Yes, it's kind of related here. According to the law of Tulu tricks, you need 8 cards to bid at the 2 level, 9 cards to bid at 3 level, and 10 cards in total to bid at the 4 level. So, for example, on this lengthy spade hand, there's like 8 cards there. And you expect 2 cards on your partner, so you bid 4. Here, let me type in. Is everybody done with that? It should explain like that. And this is based on the law of total tricks here. If the partnership have a total of 8 cards, then one of them with the longer suit can bid at the 2 level, and so on. So we're done with almost 2 hearts. And after him, a lot of experiments were going on with the preemptive bids. For example, Alfred Eddie Banning Foster had his 2-level suit opening bids as 6 cards with ace and king and barely anything on the side suits. And some people mentioned that 2-level suit bids in the opening shows a long suit without the tops, which is the top honors of ace, king, or queen, I assume. But they weren't so appealing to the councils of the auction, twist, or bridge governors back then. They would condemn those preemptive bids as what we call as destructive, at least in the US. Because it shut out the auction so swiftly. And yes, we're discussing about the history of the 2-level bids as weak or preemptive. But when the dealer's obligatory opening bid rule was gone, things smoothened a bit, especially with contract bridge being devised. This man is Harold Stinger Vanderbilt. He innovated contract bridge with the bids of double and redouble. Anyway, a strong club, he had 2 major opening bids as 6 to 7 cards and 6 to 10 points. And meanwhile, a very adventurous player named Charles Edward Von Black Jr. set 2 major opening bids as any 6 cards, which is what we refer as very light style or very aggressive. If I remember correctly, Funbridge defines this kind of style as terrorist here. No offense. And a man named Howard Shankin developed the modern weak 2-bit into what we have in our convention card or standard American yellow card, which was based on. He defined his 2 major openings as good 6 cards, 8 to 12 high card points. And he said use suit responses as forcing and direct raises as the only non-forcing bit, and the 2 no trump response is artificial, asking a side feature or high card to use as an entry if the range is in upper range. These agreements soon became part of the basic 5-card majors. And here's another convention that can be utilized instead of feature asking, which is named after this man, Harold August. It shows 15 points and asks point range over quality. So the point range is whether it's low or high. With a range of 5 through 11 though, 5 through 8 is lower and 9 through 11 is upper here. And on suit quality, there's bad suit. and good suits. Which I have the definition here. And the responses for the opener are stepwise like this. And the 3-note trump bid shows a solid suit on both agreements. And turns out the August Convention slowly developed as it's modified. There's Benito Garozzo, who referenced the August Convention and included in their system, right here. He's one of the bridge legends alive, as far as I know. I find this man very impressive because he even improved the Gestem convention. And there are various variations here. And there's Bridge Baron program here on Baron Barclay, which is the same company that released Audrey Grant's Bridge books. Yeah, it's Audrey Grant for sure. I've started learning some methods of teaching bridge in there, which are based on standard American yellow card. Anyways, I hope I could get Bridge Baron 29, which is the latest version of the software, so I can show myself playing bridge. My hands aren't that grubby. Well, it's just an expression here, just an idiom. You know, if you've seen honest game trailers, the narrator here, John, kind of frequently use the expression, "You'll do everything you can do with your grubby little hands there." Oh, it's $65? Well, as far as I know, the currency rates are still high for Korea, so I think I should wait got other things to buy before they're sold out in eBay. Anyways, moving on. And here are some recent improvements on week 2 opening bids. For one thing to mention is that the strong 2 bids are integrated onto just one bid, which is the strong 2 club. It was devised by the man on the right in the picture, and I think that the person on the left is the director or something. And there's 5 card week 2s headed by the queen here. By this way, you can open 50% of the hands. And there's something called Parallel 2s by Nigel Jones. And it's from a book of the same name of the convention. It's on Amazon. And there's no physical copies, but digitalized ebooks only. The reason I'm mentioning about strong 2 bits is that the other 2 bits of 2 diamonds and 2 majors can be utilized as something else. In which we use it as preemptive bids. And with this 2 diamond bid opening, there's a lot to talk about here. But I don't think we're at the right scope here to discuss. So we'll let this 2 diamond opening bid as week 2's. Unless if you're thinking why it's as a week 2 and not something more useful. And I think by then you'll have a great interest and lots of thoughts on contract bridge. 今日も剣さん Welcome to the stream. We were just done about the history of week 2s. Now we're looking some references of 3 to 5 level opening bits. There's barely anything to discuss, but we'll just look at how this concept of preempting changed over the 2 decades or so. So according to Wilbur C. Whitehead, calls of 3 or more should show a strong desire to play in the suit with game going strength on one hand. But so it's 4 decades of differences here. Anyways, he mentioned that they're used to make it difficult for the opponents to bid and not giving any space to exchange information on the auction. So the point is that the thoughts about high-level bidding have changed from high-level strong bid to weak and long hand to bid a higher bid. Isn't preemptive bids risky? Yes, they're risky, but they can be effective if done right. Hold on. So there's a few conventions to mention about the preemptive bids here. For one thing, there's weak jump over calls by Oswald Jacoby. Here's a short quiz here. One of them is Oswald Jacoby, and the other is his son, James Jacoby. Guess who is which? And yes, I've set my finer points down there to show up later, but it can't be helped for the time being. Oh, I think we have the right answer here on the chat. So Oswald is on the right and James Jacoby or Jim is on the left. And a bridge writer named Philip Adler have a set of agreements to right-side the preempts by transferring. We've learned that transfers are for right-siding bits to let the weak hand to open as dummy. So it turns out that Adler had the same thought on preempts as well. Next, we have Namyats or Mitchell transfers here. Some say it was devised by Terence Rees and Jeremy Flint, and others say that Victor Mitchell and Samuel Stayman devised it. Anyways, the trivial part is that if you spell Namyats backwards, you'll get a very familiar convention there. It's going to be so common that you won't need to alert it. Here, I give some time to think about it. Or actually try typing backwards. Yes, it's Stayman where you bid 2 clubs over a 1 no trump or 2 no trump opening to find a major suit fit in 4 cards and 4 cards. There's a good reason it's spelled backwards. Samuel Stayman already devised a convention that I've just mentioned before. So, in order not to duplicate with the first one, he just spelled it backwards. So in Namyats, for cooks show better heart suit, and then for diamonds show better spades than opening directly of that major. Yeah, sometimes when it comes to naming things of bridge conventions, they can sometimes be witty. So, we've come to the last part, which is about a certain preempt in the VTuber community here. So on 2022, August 30th, on 11 a.m., they made a official debut here. And on the next year, they made a short series of 2 videos on the trick-taking. Oops. There's the name already. And they just started to make live streams about lecturing bridge stuff from scratch. And that preempt is myself. You see, I'm a big fan of card games and tile games. But it seems that they're losing interest over digital games. I mean, I'm also a fan of certain video games or digitalized gaming, but sometimes it's worth staying away from the digital stuff and have fun with other people with cards or dominoes or even mahjong tiles. And obviously, mimicking those games online or playing with or against artificial intelligences aren't so bad because it's similar. And there's another reason if you get into these kind of games. It's about collateral thinking. I'll type it in. I meant collaborative thinking. You just don't see one side of the situation to win a game. You have to gauge things by a lot of standards there. And thinking and discussing about those games can actually make you think more, whether it's in pairs or teams or playing against individuals like mahjong. It helps you to think more like exercise. You gain a muscle gradually. And I think the same goes as well in mind sports as well. So, you like collaborative board and card games? Well, it depends on your definition, but when it comes to traditional ones, I do agree with you. Honestly, one-on-one games such as chess or backgammon is what I'm weak at. But maybe I'll try them gradually one day. Anyways, the point is that I've still got a long way to go, but I won't mind going there, and I'll never stop. That is all. Thanks for watching. If you have questions or anything you'd like to comment, feel free to. And all the references are at the video description down there. Looks like everybody's clapping. And I'm honestly relieved for all the research I've done. Well, aside from the history of preempts, the history of bridge is also interesting as well. It's going to be a lot of fun when you start up from paper to money cards. And can't remember now, but it's quite deep. Yeah. I think that's what made me get into history. Suryoung, when I say money cards, I do meant the ones in China. And I think they're related to a game called Mahjong, which have connections to Mahjong. There used to be 4 suits, but one of them were discarded when jumping to matching type games. So any other questions? I wouldn't mind if I roll back my slides. way down there. Probably a setup mistake from taking from another scene. Yeah, I think they'll refer as around the counter because everything Western there back then were related to the Netherlands. Well, Japan used to have some history with the Netherlands. They learned a lot of modern stuff than any other country back then. In Edo period, until Japan opened its borders. Well, yes. And I think I've smelled some of the imported ones at the Bridge Club. Oh, and I think I found this one. Sorry for muting, I can't handle my coughing. assume you've seen this website here. So, I like preempts and I do like the August convention. Because I effectively open them aggressively. I open five cards with twos, headed by the queen, at least, when I'm non-vulnerable. But if I'm vulnerable, I'd rather have my weak twos as disciplined with a good suit. Or perhaps not with a bad suit. But I'll always open with 6 cards. So if you have any comments which does not have to do with preempts or playing cards or anything like that, it doesn't matter. Feel free to discuss anything you want. I'm open. Very open. Oh, and how August here? He's an expert. A bridge expert who won how many tournaments did he win? Oh, so he won 4 times on North American Championships and participated in 6 more on runners-up. So that's pretty good, I think. The person whose convention is named after is could name after it or give it a suitable name. It's really up to the inventor, but in many cases, they'll just name after their names if they don't have a clever idea. So that's pretty much it. For one thing, there's too many good conventions that there's barely enough space to discover a good preempting place to invent a convention. But there are some places that others would unlikely notice. So if you keep on thinking about the current systems, there might be a hole and you could jump down and dig in right there. And you could find a gold mine. Who decides if a new convention is acceptable? Usually it's the governing bodies such as WBF to decide it. If it's already exists, they would not easily accept as a new convention. So instead they would apply it as a variation. But if it's brand new, then it's very likely to be accepted. And they would usually usually prefer the easy and simple ones. I think I'm having trouble with my pronunciation because I'm getting tired and too stressed about all the things going on today. Yeah, it really varies on governing bodies. for example, there are some restrictions when it comes to preempts, but Taiwan does allow anything else unless it's a restricted brown sticker convention. These are for conventions that are very hard to defend, and therefore are prone to a lot of restrictions.